regards to who it is and how you've done against them before. They're a totally different team. We're a totally different team. You know, it's going to come down to the fundamentals and who executes and who doesn't. Oh man, I've been clawing at the bullpen. I've been the bullpen coach for the past 6 weeks. So, you know, I want to be out there, but I'll go out there when the time's right and when the coaches tell me to. No, you know, I had a talk with Coach Carl. I told him, I was like, you know, I was very fortunate that I hadn't had a start like that in a long time, but it happens. It's baseball. You know, it happens in any sport. I was just unfortunate that it was the last game of the season. Fortunately, I've turned the page. I'm very good about that. But you know, it was an honor to be there, and I personally, it was, you know, the cards are going to fall wherever they fall, and you know, unfortunately for me, they didn't go my way. So Connor Jones is really, you know, we all knew he had it in him. He's a workhorse, and he's always going to be able to eat up a lot of innings for us. But you know, him and Connor Jones and Brandon Waddell have done a great job, and then you know, some of the freshmen like Adam Hazley and some of the other guys have done a great job coming in relief and spot starting for us. You know, it's a big thing to know that you can throw a bunch of people out there and have a bunch of starters. You know, we have Sborz Josh Sborz who can go out there and he can throw 90 pitches for us, or he can come in and sit 95 and throw 15 pitches for us and get the last 3 outs of the game. So
what specifically about Connor in the last few weeks or the latter half of the season?
He's just been consistent. You know, if you go out there and give up 1 to 2 runs every game, then that's giving your team a chance to win. You know, we got to score 1 to win anyways, and if he can limit the other teams, especially in the postseason when it becomes such a momentum game, to 1 to 2 run innings, then it's going to give us a chance to win every time. Can't even put it into words. You know, especially after the ACC tournament, that was a hard tournament. I'd be lying to you if I said it wasn't. And you know, Coach Oak has done a great job of telling the team to stay calm, and it's the postseason. The rocks, you know, the cards are going to fall wherever they may. We've just done a good job of taking advantage of the opportunities and limiting the other teams' opportunities. We've had a couple times the bases loaded and 1 out, and we've gotten out of it. And if you could do that, then the momentum's going to swing back to us, and we've taken advantage of that momentum swing. There's never any less expectations when we have this written across our shirt. You know, there's always going to be an expectation. Oh yeah, we have to approach the game differently. We have a different team. We don't have the you know, the huge guns that we had last year. We got to play with what we've got, and we've really done that. It's terrible. I don't care about, you know, how much I pitch. I think the worst part is not being able to help the team. That's the #1 goal for me is to get out there and help those guys, just because of how hard they've worked all year and how hard we worked in the fall. But I wouldn't say that our team's really changed at all. I think we're the same team. We've just seen both ends. You know, we've seen the good and the bad, and we know how to handle them both now.
What I'm saying is when you're starting, you're locked in.
Yeah.
On that game.
I don't change. I don't change either way. I'm the same goofy dude.
Last 2 or 3 weeks, you can see his body starting to adjust to what it was before, and you can see him start getting on the inside part of the ball. And with that, you know, you build confidence internally, and I think Joe's done that the last 3 weeks.
The home run in California.
Taking a lot of reasons, because he'd missed a hit and run or he missed a hit and run earlier in the at bat, and he didn't let it bother him, which tells you about confidence. He makes an adjustment, he picks his team up, and obviously hammers the ball over the fence.
Coach, how would you describe the evolution of the offense this year, especially what McCarthy was the big missing piece early on?
We had some, you know, significant injuries early. Our 2 best hitters returning from last year's team, as far as the numbers are concerned. And obviously we got, you know, 2 first-round picks. But I think it's evolved. You know, I think there's a lot of guys that early in the season got, you know, a high quantity of at-bats that probably wouldn't have based on circumstances. So I think it makes us a better club down the stretch based on the personnel we have is how we're going to play. You know, we're going to obviously situational hit. We're going to move runners when we have to. Just baseball 101, so to speak. But we do it with, you know, a lot younger group this year, and a veteran group returning to the back half of the year. Talking about in the postseason about bringing energy every day, showing toughness in certain situations, and then execution. And, you know, quite frankly, the last 3 weeks, that's what we've been doing. We preach it every day, all year long. We've been here 12 years. It hasn't changed. It just seems to be meshing at the right time.
And maybe just tell us a little bit about what you most appreciate about Joe McCarthy.
He's been very, very he's very, very tough. He's a resilient guy. He's a leader. He's a class guy. He's a team player.
Something about those northern Pennsylvania guys for you guys.
Yeah, Northeast PA. You know, Joe was a football guy. You know, we're fortunate that he chose to come to Virginia, and he's made our program a lot better in a short period of time.
It helps because tomorrow when there's 25,000 people yelling at us, it's really going to calm us because we've already been there. And I think that's the key is when we start playing, I think the all-around event is amazing. I think everyone deserves it. These guys all deserve it. But when it comes down tomorrow and everyone's yelling, I think a lot more people will be relaxed because we've already been here. We got our ace back, Kirby. So that just gives us more options. Yeah. So we got more options now that Kirby's back. Obviously, we have Connor Jones and Brandon Waddell who've just been throwing extremely well, really putting the team on their back. And our pen's great. So I mean, having all our guys really back for the first time in a long time it's just more confidence. It's Maryland, we're Virginia. We've always kind of had that state rivalry, but knowing that we beat them last year, that gave us some confidence. But they were really good this year, and I mean, both games were really tight. They were beating us both games, but it just came to the end, and our team won just because we got some of the smaller things done, and that's just how it was. We watched the entire Maryland UCLA game, and for Maryland just to pull that upset, it was amazing for them, and that's something that they can always remember about this year. But being able to come home and play our last 3 home games in front of our home crowd, it's amazing, and it's a dream come true. Because that was my last game there and we won, so it's something else. The team is just really relaxed. Everyone gets along with everyone, and I think that's the key for these last 3 or 4 weeks, is that no one's getting on anyone else's tail. We're all just kind of coming together, a relaxed approach, and that's kind of how we're getting it done.
Tell us something about Nate Kirby.
He's the hardest working kid you'll ever meet. I mean, he came back in 8 weeks on his lat, and it's just something else, and that just shows on like how hard he works. I mean, obviously last year we lost a bunch of guys to the draft, but this year, I mean, the whole core is really back, which is a good thing. It just, gives us more confidence, more options. But having Nathan back just gives us that extra boost that we might need when it comes down to the end.